Go.
All right, please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Call this meeting to order at 6 p.m. Can I get a roll call, please?
Michael Cashman.
Present.
Thomas Wood is absent. Barbara Heber.
Here.
Charles Costick.
Here.
Dana Isabella.
Here.
James Coffey.
Here.
And I, Katie Fletcher, is present.
Perfect. Is there anyone seeking public comment this evening? Seeing none, we do have a guest coming to do a presentation that Chuck was able to schedule from Association of Towns. We'll go to that in a moment, but given that we're a couple minutes early, I am going to go to Resolution 79, setting a public hearing to review the proposed amendments to the town zoning map.
Town zoning map amendment. Consideration of zoning amendments to parcels as was stated here, located on Route 22, Santa River Road and Superior Drive, changing the existing zone classification of said parcels from residential R2 to industrial I. And whereas it is regularly scheduled meeting on March 16th, the town board of the town of Plattsburgh received and placed on file a zoning map amendment petition from Schluter Systems Inc. requesting an amendment of the existing zone classification of the previously said parcels from residential R2 to industrial I, the zoning amendment. And whereas pursuant to Article, looks like that's 8, Section 13.3, all proposed, or 13 is it? 13. All proposed zoning amendments originating by petition or by motion shall be referred to the town of Plattsburgh Planning Board for a report and recommendation thereof. And whereas the planning board did submit its report to the town board within 45 days of receipt of such referral in accordance with the provisions of said zoning ordinance. And whereas the town board has considered the zoning amendment and the recommendations contained in the report of the planning board. And whereas the town board finds merit in the consideration of the zoning map amendment, and whereas pursuant to the New York State Environmental Quality Review Act, Article 8 of the Environmental Conservation Law and Regulations promulgated thereto at 6 NYCRR Part 617, collectively referred to as SEEKR, the town board is required to conduct a review of the zoning amendment in order to determine if it presents a potential significant adverse environmental impact. And whereas the town board has received Part 1 of a full environmental assessment and the zoning amendment as required by SEEKR. And whereas the town board, upon receipt of EAF, declared intent to act as lead agency for the purpose of conducting review of the zoning amendment pursuant to SEEKR. And whereas the zoning amendment proposes to affect more than 25 acres of land and is therefore considered a type 1 action pursuant to section 617.4 of the SEEKR regulations, requiring that a coordinated review with all involved agencies be conducted. And whereas the town board will coordinate with involved and interested agencies as appropriate and necessary for the review of potential adverse environmental impacts posed by the zoning amendment. And whereas the New York State law and the town zoning ordinance requires that a public hearing on proposed amendments be held to consider the advisability of amendment to the town of Plattsburgh zoning ordinance. Whereas Part 617 of the Environmental Conservation Law, SEEKR, provides for the review of any action to determine the effect of said action on the environment, along with any related administrative procedures for the implementation, authorization, or approval of said action. Now therefore be it, and whereas on March 21st of 2024, the town board had previously resolved to hold a public hearing on said amendments on April 4th, and whereas due to reduced circulation dates of the request for public, and the board was unable to meet the 10-day minimum notice requirement, and desires to notice a new public hearing date. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board hereby declares itself lead agency for the revisions and amendment to the zoning ordinance and map, and does hereby determine that the proposed project of it is a type 1 action, and a coordinated review under SEEKR shall be conducted. Now be it further resolved that pursuant to Article 17, Section 17.4 of the town zoning ordinance and Section 264 and 265 of New York Town Law, the town clerk shall transmit a full statement of the proposed amendment and map to the Clinton County Planning Board prior to the April 3rd, 2024 County Planning Board meeting deadline. And be it further resolved that the town board shall hold a public hearing in relation to the proposed amendment to the zoning ordinance at Town Hall, 151 Bedford Road, Plattsburgh, New York, on April 11th, 2024 at 6:05 p.m. Be it further resolved that pursuant to the provisions of Article 17, Section 17.4 of the town zoning ordinance, the town clerk shall cause notice in the time and place of the public hearing be published in the press public in the paper of general circulation in the town town of Plattsburgh at least once 10 days before April 11th. Meeting with such notice also being posted in the town hall and given necessary joint municipalities and the Clinton County Planning Board and such other agencies and parties as required by law. And be it further resolved that notice of this said public hearing and a copy of full statement of proposed zoning ordinance amendment shall also be posted on the town website. Be further resolved that a copy of the resolution be given and attachments to either the town clerk, planning and zoning departments, and the Clinton County Planning Board.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Hebert, is there a second?
Second.
Costa, can get a roll, and is any discussion? And just as it stated before, we couldn't make the paper noticing, so we're reissuing the same. Any discussion? Seeing none, can I get a roll call?
Thomas Wood, absent. Barbara Hebert,
Yes.
Charles Costick,
Yes.
Dina Isabella,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes, resolution does carry. This is the only active resolution up for consideration this evening. We'll go to the presentation and then we'll go back to the draft material. Good evening, Kevin. We have just made the switch.
Excellent. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Hope everyone's doing well. Let me get the screen share. Hopefully you should see your website. Everybody's looking at that?
We can see our website.
Yep.
Excellent. All right. Well, thanks for giving me a few minutes this evening. Topic of conversation, resident notification. Very kind of straightforward here. The idea that as a town, you'd like to be able to push information out in bulk to folks either living in or visiting the community. And we take a very, very straightforward, by design, approach to this, but a little bit unique compared to other things that are out there. And what makes me say that it's unique is that for our product, the focal point from the residents' perspective would actually build a town of Plattsburgh branded mobile app for people to download. So branded meaning you name it, whatever you'd like, and that's what gets promoted to them. Because at the end of the day, nobody knows what a GoGov is, nor they have reason to, but the name of the community will resonate. So for example, this is the town of Lancaster. They call their app Lancaster Connect. This is Orangetown, New York. They call their app Alert Orangetown. This is the town of Goshen. They call their app, what do they call it? Goshen Connect. Right, so we work with you to come up with the name that you'd like. We have a graphics person, so we got some graphics that you'd like. And basically the little kind of story we want to help you tell to the resident when marketing this to them is, hey, take a few seconds, go through the new Town of Plattsburgh app on your phone, forget about the messaging for one sec, get all sorts of useful town information right at your fingertips. And that's all these different buttons that you see here. These are called applets, and you can have as few or as many of these as you like. And the purpose of the buttons is kind of twofold. Number one, it just kind of makes sense that if you put out an app with the town's name on it, it should probably contain, some relevant and useful town information. And then secondarily, as you guys might be aware, websites have a lot of information on them because they're supposed to. I can come here and find out about pretty much any department or service that the town features and offers. The app is just a quick aggregation of boiling down of some of this stuff, basically saying, of all the things we have on here, what are the 6, 8, 10, whatever it is items we know people frequently want to get access to? Online bill pay, the calendar, some of your permits and forms. What we're able to do is take any specific web page and turn it into a button. For example, here in Rockport, New York, they have a button that says pay my water bill. We're not doing the water billing for them. This is something they do with the vendor already, but when I click that, here inside the app, it opens the vendor page, so I can kind of pay and do my thing, and then when I'm done, I'm back here to the home screen. Same idea with upcoming events. When I hit that, shortcuts me to the page of the website with the calendar. So any page of your site or any sort of web service that the town uses, you can essentially extract and make readily available here with one button press. And then we do have a few things that we can set up from our system. A click to dial directory of phone numbers. A lot of customers like to highlight folks like yourself, current mayor and council, names, pictures, bios, contact info, or even physical locations in the community. Parks, walking trails, municipal facilities. We can create buttons so you can see not only a listing of them, but even see where they are, and then pick one and get like a picture, description of services, hours, location. So just all things again is to say to the residents like, hey, take a few seconds, throw our app on your phone. If nothing else, really great starting point for a lot of the common information that folks see from us. All right, now, the main reason for downloading this is once on their device, the town will be able to deliver real-time push alert updates right to their phone for different things going on in the community. And in terms of what you can send, it is literally anything you want. And boy, we definitely see a wide variety of content that goes through here. We have all different sized communities and all different parts of the country. What you're looking at on my screen right now are real customer apps and things sent as recently as 30 minutes ago. So I don't even make this up ahead of time. I just kind of get what I get here. High fire danger conditions, World Autism Awareness Day. Tonight's Planning Commission meeting was canceled. A landscaping equipment was found in this community. City Hall's closed on Friday. A photo exhibition. Road closures. Upcoming events. Citywide cleanups. Controlled burns. What else do we have? Like a lot more traffic stuff, meeting information, and so on and so forth. So a lot of what I would consider everyday stuff, not necessarily the sky is falling emergency type of messages only. And to create and send one of these is very, very easy. On the staff side of things with the town, whatever staff members you want will have access to our software. It runs right out of a web browser. You can access this from anywhere you'd like, phone, tablet, on the go, doesn't matter. And writing a new message is basically like writing an email, but we break it into 3 main pieces. Starting with the headline, like what is it that we're announcing? So for an example, I'm going to do a road closure. So my headline is going to be road closure, expect delays. Then we've got a tagline, which is just a little summary of the message. So I'm just going to note which roads are closed and when they're closed. And then the bulk of the information or the details will go here in the body of the message. And because of the way we deliver these, there are no character limits and there's no formatting limitations. So in here I could do images, different sized headings, bulleted lists, numbered lists, links to other websites. So I can really write up kind of as thorough of a message as I want. I could even, link back to the town's website or somebody's website for some more information if I wanted to. And then once we got the message set, you could either send it out immediately or pre-schedule it to send at a later date and time. And then right now we can take this one message and there's potentially a few places to which it can go. So the first one is push alert. So anyone that would have the Town of Plattsburgh app on their phone, Apple or Android, gets this in a real-time push. You got email, certainly a viable method of communication in 2024, so some people might prefer that. And then does the town use any, I see you have a Facebook page going as well, so we'll go ahead and send that to Facebook. So let's go push alert, email, and Facebook. I'm going to hit send, and let's take a look at how this thing comes out. So the first thing here is the phone. I'm going about my day. I've got your app on my device. I see what would be your app name, your app icon, pops up here on my phone. In this case, telling me there's a road closure. I simply tap on the push alert, and here's an example of what that would come out looking like for me as a resident. Super easy. Popped up on my screen, one button tap. That's your push. The second one would be email. So if I was someone that had my email address in the system, I got this exact message in an email. It would look something like this. Okay. And then lastly, to share to Facebook. The way that works is when I hit send, it actually opened a Facebook tab, opened a post, pasted a link to the message in there. I just hit the share button, and this would be the town's account. It puts it up there, and we coded the links in a way where it previews the headline, the tagline, and the image. So without even clicking on this, I can see there's a road closure, here's the roads that are closed and the days they're closed on, but it's clickable and it's a publicly shareable, publicly accessible version of the message, viewable for anyone that has access to a web browser and an internet connection. So that's how it works. It's very straightforward. In summary, just to share the 2 things people like most, and I'll certainly open it up if you have any questions. Number 1, the app is just a cool byproduct, meaning, hey, our goal was to get a notification tool. Along the way, we picked up our own app, fresh digital face for the town, really leverages the existing web content that we have. So it's kind of like a win there, where we're kind of like, reaching more people, hopefully getting more of our content out there. And then the other thing that people kind of like the most is the ease of use for the resident. Notice, I didn't have to create an account. I didn't have to sign up with my phone number and do all this crazy stuff. I literally was able to go ahead and just put the app on my phone, and that's all I need to do to get the messaging. And with that said, we're going to try to help you with that as well. We have a marketing team here, and while we're not a full-service marketing firm, one of the first things that we're going to do is work with you guys on creating one of these launch kits, where we're going to go ahead and create a bunch of different branded content with your app name, your app image on here, in different formats and whatnot, to be able to help you guys get the word out to the community that, hey, this is something you might want to check out, and here's why. And then we're also always sharing things our customers have created that have worked well for them, as well as like real examples that customers have done, like out in the wild, if you will. That really helps get the word out there and drive their download numbers. And that's how it works. Any questions on like the functions and stuff? I'm happy to talk about pricing and all that as well, but I'll stop for a moment. I've said a lot. If anyone in the room has any questions.
No, that sounds good, thanks, Kevin.
Yeah,
Familiar with that, so yeah.
Excellent.
good stuff.
All right. Well, post meeting, if you have any follow-up type questions, call or email me anytime. I think a bunch of you have my email address, so call me, email me. It's literally what I'm here for, and I appreciate the time this evening.
All right, thanks, Kevin.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you so much. Have a great evening.
You too.
Appreciate it. Bye-bye.
All right,
Was that a talk video, TV session? I saw something.
Yeah, no, Tom and I actually sat and talked to the folks at the booth. So, opportunity, communication's a huge,
all right, I just want to go back to the rest of the agenda here. Almost feels like an organizational meeting, lots of material here. Minutes, monthly report, reminder, authorization to apply for a commitment to match for the Northern Border Regional Commission. This still is coupled with our ongoing public-private partnership with the Clinton County American Legion Group. There's an agreement to the Precision Group for cleaning services of the oil water separator, request to purchase carpet tiles for the town hall building. They're looking to do, for lack of better terms, kind of like a tile style.
yeah, Yeah.
And then,
carpet time.
yeah, and then we have a couple of requests to participate in professional development. Greg for highway school, Katie for the Clerks Association, and then there is a PERMA annual membership conference, but it's also a training as well. Sending Karen and Jody to that. And then there is a gift agreement between the Foundation of CVPH Medical Center and the town of Plattsburgh. Basically, this is a accessible chair that can be used for pickleball. And then there is a permanent appointment for Jordan Mary for the recreation program coordinator. Part of the reason I really wanted to go point by point on this is provide some clarity on a couple of these, but in particular, it's important to note that that resolution does not have the traditional probation period. It's because New York State's civil service has changed. So we are not in a position to then put someone on a probationary period at following their appointments in that same way. So you will see over the next course of appointments for various roles that will start to look a little bit different. So just wanted to remind people of that. 1-year contract with Kinsella. Then there is a resolution on abandonment and condemned property. I would specifically direct you folks to the codes department if you have questions on that item. That has been percolating for a little bit, and they have gotten to the position where they have met with our deputy attorney to make the recommendation through codes and zoning. And then Cumberland 12, and then finally is the resolution authorizing the adoption of, by the town board as it relates to local law number 1, which is imposing the 12-month moratorium of applications for battery-based energy storage. That is a continuation. So we will see at the end of this one where we will need to go. So, but just a heads up on that one. Is there anyone seeking to provide any committee reports this evening? Once, twice. All right, I do know the need to go into an executive session. No formal action to follow, but it is regarding proposed pending and current litigation with Morrisonville EMS contractual services. Is there a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Hebert, is there a second?
Second.
Ossick. Can I get a roll call, please?
Barbara Hebert,
Yes.
Charles Costick,
Yes.
Dana Zavella,
Yes.
and Michael Cashman.
Yes. We will go into executive session at 6:20. As I said before, no formal action to follow this evening.
Oh dear. Yeah,
Take care.
thank you, I will.